Our thoughts and feelings are our own and are not representative of Electronic Arts as a whole or anyone else.
Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. Man, what up? I am so tired right now. That's the worst intro we've ever done for the show. Like, I should come in and say, hey, man, thanks everybody for tuning in to another episode of Team Lift, but I'm tired.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, I'm tired. You get what you get this episode. you dealing with tired Coach and tired Brandon, and our weeks are going to get the week. This is Wednesday.
This is Wednesday, and like my week has already been completely full.
My week has been full. The rest of the week is full, and I'm tired, and it's not a good look.
Like Sunday and Tuesday and Monday night, I did nothing but clean, wash clothes, fucking domestic horseshit. Then Thursday night, I'm going to Waco and coming back that night. Friday, I'm working. Saturday, I'm working. Sunday, my sister's coming up for her birthday.
But you also have the girlfriend will be here.
Yeah, Jenny will be
So
here.
you're gonna. I got an idea.
What?
It hit me this morning on the way to work.
What?
Maybe we should get Miss Jenny to be our person that, that goes out, sends the emails out. I'll send the email to her, and then she just sends it out and prettifies it up and sends it to the people. Like, she could be our booking agent.
No, wouldn't work.
Why?
She's dealing with a lot of shit on her end.
I know. So we need a booking agent. Here's why. I am so tired. Okay, I would just say it. A lot of people that listen to the show don't know this, but I'm just, at this point, I'm so tired, I'm just going to explain what's going on. You and I were lucky enough, because of our industry connections, to meet the director and the producer for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yep.
We meet them. We talk to them. They actually are hyped to come on the podcast. We're lucky. We're like, oh my God, we just snatched up these guys from BioWare who just gave us Mass Effect Andromeda, and they're wanting to come on the podcast. We start writing. They were going through the crunch time, trying to get the game out, and, naturally, during crunch time, they can't do the interviews. They're back-to-back trying to get the game launched.
Yep.
And then when they launched the game, we've now been so busy, I have not written them back to get them on the show. And so now that's why I'm extremely tired. I need to get them on the show. I really need to work to get them on the show, but I don't have time to sit down and write an email. I got to figure out somewhere in this week to sit down for 15 minutes and send them an email and try to book them. But our booking of guests has slowed down tremendously, but it's because I got so much other crap going on, Still doing comedy, still working a full-time job, and still trying to launch my own business,
And dealing with the U.S. government.
Yeah, man. I don't even want to get into that, but yeah, I'm dealing with the U.S. government on another level. And once you launch your own business, create your own LLC, you really have to buddy up with the government now.
Yep.
So it's like on a whole nother level. So I'm like, I got more crap going on than I know what to do with. And here we are. We're going to get this podcast in for the week. We're getting it in. So this is going to be one of those episodes. It's like, I don't feel this will be in our top 10 episodes. When we recap the year, we will not mention this episode. Okay. All right, cool. So let's get into it. I got a story for you that comes from DC Comics. This one here started making the rounds about 9 days ago, and it was called Batman Goes Metal in New Comic. And the reason Dark Knight's Metal was going to be such a great comic is because the creative team of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, who were the ones that gave us the New 52 Batman run, which has been critically acclaimed, the entire team's coming back together for this one. So they gave a 50-issue run on Batman when they rebooted it for the New 52. That 50 issues gave us the Court of Owls and Talon, and it just really reinvigorated a pretty great series of comics. Batman was it's amazing what they did with it. But they got the whole team back together. Jonathan Glapion is going to be doing the inks. FCO Placencia is going to be doing the colors. It is going to be huge, all right? And while they're not telling a lot about the story, all they're saying is we've been planning metal for as long as I've been writing Batman, according to Snyder. Greg and I started dropping clues during Court of Owls. We continued through our Joker stories, and we placed our biggest hint in the run that culminated with Batman number 50. So they've been leaning toward this. They've been building up to the story for 50 issues, and now they're about to come back and give it to us. I'm super excited about that news. Super, super excited about that news. And if you haven't done it yet, please, please, please pick up a collected volume of Batman New 52 and just read the Court of Owls story. Just fucking amazing run. I mean, Death of the Family was good, where, you know, the Joker kind of kidnapped the family and tried to convince Batman that he killed them. Mm-hmm. It's a great story. It was good, but man, just Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, they were magic, man.
So Sci-Fi is getting their own DC show.
Krypton.
Yeah,
you were telling me about this. Give me some info, man. What's going on with this?
It's a prequel to Superman. It's basically going to be set on Krypton, and it's going to involve Superman's father, Jor-El.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically the events leading up to Krypton exploding.
That is going to be kind of like how.
At least you know how it ends, you know?
Have they ever? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a comic book that dealt with this before. So this is all new stuff.
They've kind of tried to deal with it, sort of, in film. Like in the Man of Steel, they showed a bunch of Krypton right at the very beginning of the film. I can't think of any comic book versions of it, though.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's always, like, the Kryptonian city in a bottle.
Right.
That Brainiac stole from Krypton right before it exploded. So we have like snapshots of what Kryptonian life was like.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we ever had a series about Krypton specifically.
Yeah, because this one here, like the series follows the Man of Steel's grandfather as he brings hope and equality to Krypton, turning a planet into disarray into one worthy of giving birth to the greatest superhero ever known. Bro, I don't know how I feel about this. It sounds like it could be cool, and then at the other time, it's like, really? So I mean, this is Superman's grandfather.
Yeah.
Leading up to his father. It's not even, you know, because his dad's the one.
So like,
when the planet blows up.
2 generations before the planet blows up.
Yeah. So this is going to be kind of weird, man.
I think it's going to be like the Vampire Diaries in space for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Just kind of got that vibe from the preview. I've never watched any of the Vampire Diaries. Like I've maybe watched like 20 or 30 minutes of Vampire Diaries because it's been on when I've gone up to see Jenny. But I got that kind of vibe of like it's going to be
kind of moody, kind of atmospheric,
kind of moody, family,
really good-looking people,
drama, people who look way too good. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be one ugly person on all of Krypton.
Bro, that's because they won't let me go to the planet because I promise you I can provide the ugly for them. I don't know how I feel about it, but I want it to be good. I want it not to suck, okay?
It's probably going to be pretty good. The only thing that bothers me is it's on Sci-Fi. Greg Berlanti doesn't have anything to do with it, or at least from what I've been able to tell, which means that it's not going to be connected in with all of the other shows. Not that it really would be because, you know, it's so far removed, but we see Krypton every day on Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Superman on Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a missed opportunity for them not to be connected in some way.
I mean, I could see if Legends kind of went back in time or in time somewhere.
I mean, they have a spaceship that can go to other planets and they can go back in time.
So I could see where it could have a Legends crossover.
Yeah. And you know what would really be cool is if, you know, somehow Superman's grandfather got transported to Earth on the ship.
They could probably pull it off if they wanted to.
Speaking of Legends, did you watch this season? This season was fucking amazing.
No, I have not.
Fucking amazing. They created Doom World. They brought in the Legion of Doom. The Legion of Doom got a hold of the Spirit of Destiny. They created Doom World. Like, they have this whole, like, alternate timeline for the show where, like, everything's completely fucked.
Really?
Yeah. You gotta watch it. It's so good. It's so good.
I've given up on trying to get caught up on Flash, Supergirl, all that. I just gave up.
Flash has been Flash.
I gave up. I just gave up. I can't catch up with everything.
I didn't give up. I'm waiting until I have a bunch of episodes and then I watch them all in succession.
I might do that this summer.
I'm starting to get caught up on Arrow, and they're bringing in another Black Canary. So first they brought the Black Canary from Earth 2, which is actually Laurel Lance, and they brought her over, and she pretended to be Laurel, and then they found her out, and then I can't remember if they returned her to Earth 2 or if she got killed, or I don't know. It's been a while since I watched that episode. And then now they're trying to bring in somebody else, and they found Dinah, but it's not Dinah Lance. The character is essentially Dinah Lance from the comics, but she's not a Lance. So she's a cop who was in Star City when the shit went off, and she was screaming at the time that it happened. So magically her power is that she can do the canary cry, and then she basically goes on a one-woman rampage trying to find the guy who killed her partner, just murdering motherfuckers. And now they're trying to bring her in to be on Arrow. So they're dropping Ragman and they're bringing in her because there can only be one superpowered person on the team.
Which makes no sense. I don't get it. Okay, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. But yeah, definitely can't wait to see what happens. If I ever get caught up, I will find out what happens. We got to talk about this story.
What?
We have to talk about the greatest lawsuit in the history of lawsuits.
Oh, this shit. Okay.
This story, I was so sad the day that you told me this, and immediately after hearing this story, I became the happiest freaking person in the universe. Here's why. Warner Brothers might have to pay $900 million if they can't prove that ghosts are real.
Yeah.
All right, now, I know people are listening to us. I'm going to repeat this line one more time because I know people just said, wait a minute, what did he say? Yeah, so listen to me carefully. Warner Brothers movie or Warner Brothers films will have to pay $900 million if they can't prove that ghosts are real.
In a court of law.
In the court of law. Warner Brothers has to prove ghosts are real. Mm-hmm. Or they're going to have to pony up $900 million.
You know what they need to do is just load up the whole jury and then just go to the tracks in San Antonio. You ever heard of this thing? You never heard of it? So supposedly a long time ago, there was this bus of school children that got accidentally stopped on a train tracks, and the train plowed into the school bus and killed all the children. So there's these haunted train tracks in San Antonio. And if you go to the train tracks and you put flour on the back of your car, and then you park your car on the tracks and put it in neutral, the ghosts of the children will push your car off the tracks. It's the dumbest fucking thing.
Have you ever tried it?
No.
I now want to try it.
I don't even know where it is. Like, I was born in San Antonio, lived there for fucking 20 plus years, never fucking been to the tracks
Here's my
before.
thing, man.
Heard lots about it. I
have a Scion XB. I don't know how powerful little kid ghosts are, but I don't see a lot of little kids. Like, the entire fucking busload is going to have to push my Scion off of those tracks.
Yep.
Like, every little kid ghost would have to show. They would have to get kid ghosts from other cities to come in to push that Scion.
So I think what they should do is contact the Supernatural team and get the ghost facers to come and help them find the ghosts so that they can prove that they're real.
This is so, first of all, I was just like, what if these fools actually do prove ghosts are real? Like, your legal team would be the greatest legal team in the history of legal teams.
Dude.
If Warner Brothers can prove ghosts are real.
They should put on their fucking robe and wizard hat after that.
Bro, because you are wizards if you prove ghosts are real. You're done for. You are the greatest lawyer that ever fucking lived. I could not believe this. Now, let me explain why this is so fucked up. Because people are like, okay, why are they having to be... Okay, here's why they're being sued. So there was a young man who believes that when he wrote those stories for The Conjuring, so based on the Warren files, all right? So Ed and Lorraine Warren are the couple that the Conjuring movies are based on.
Yeah.
Christian couple. Here's something you may not know about them. This is some trivia I learned because I watched all the Conjurings and I kind of wanted to know more about the Warrens after that. They are the only non-Catholic people that are sanctioned to do exorcisms by the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, like, you know how the Roman Catholic Church is real particular about who can go out and do exorcisms and they will actually endorse them? That is the only non-Catholic people that they've ever endorsed to do an exorcism.
Okay.
Yeah, which I thought was fascinating.
Still doesn't fucking mean ghosts are real.
Yeah, I thought it was fascinating that, hey, man, the Catholic Church even said, you guys aren't us, but you're with us. We like you. And I thought, that's interesting. But, okay, so here's the thing. The guy, author Gerald Brittle, wrote a book about the Warrens in 1980 called The Demonologist. Brittle claims that he had an exclusive agreement with Ed and Lorraine Warren, the paranormal investigators whose case files were dramatized in the Conjuring movies. Warner Brothers Pictures made its own deal with the Warrens, which led to the production of The Conjuring, The Conjuring 2, and Annabelle. What makes this suit more interesting than your standard Hollywood, contract dispute is the aspect dealing with the movie studios' claim that the Conjuring movies weren't based on Brittle's book, and they are indeed based on historical facts, which they say, based on true events, right?
Yeah.
And Brittle says that can't be possible because he and other skeptics posit that the Warrens' case files about paranormal and supernatural activity are fabricated.
Hence, Warner Brothers has to prove that ghosts are real in order to be able to win a $900 million lawsuit.
Here's my thing, though. If Warner Brothers is smart, they're going to play the Catholic card and pull in somebody from the Catholic Church, a high-ranking official, that comes in and says, yes, we believe in the Warrens and we believe everything's real. In America, that's crazy enough to work. But this will be, I've never wanted to watch a case on case. I want this on court TV so bad. I was like, this will be the greatest case ever. I've never wanted to watch a case as badly as I want to watch the opening arguments for this one.
I want a bunch of still images of the lawyers' faces when they're trying to fucking seriously talk about this in court.
Bro.
And not lose their shit or roll their eyes and be like, what the fuck ever. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, bro, I just want Warner Brothers court team to come out to doom 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 doom. If they don't come out to the Ghostbusters theme, and here they are, your paranormal lawyers with all the might. I will be like, this is the greatest law team ever. I want that so badly. Ever since you told me this, I was like, there's no fucking way this is real.
I really thought comedy gold mine,
bro. I was like, maybe he's trying to get me with a April Fool's joke. That we didn't get on April Fool's until I realized, no, this is really about to be in the court of fucking law.
I don't think I could make up something that good, to be honest. Bro, I'm not that creative.
Bro, this is so much gold, man. And I was just like, no. So this is a real case. Warner Brothers has to prove ghosts are real, or they're going to have to pony up $900 million. Stay tuned, because Coach is all over that case. All right, man. I'll tell you one thing. Since we did our last news show, some cool shit's happened. Thor Ragnarok preview trailer. That's a preview? That was the teaser? Okay, when somebody says a teaser trailer is coming out, I expect it to just be maybe one scene.
Marvel dropped a 900-pound Hulk cock on all of us.
Bro, I expected one little tiny scene.
No.
And then the Thor Ragnarok, titles thing. And that would be it. That's a teaser trailer. No, they gave us a full-out fucking movie trailer. Their teaser trailer passes for a movie trailer for other films. And it was amazing. We saw World War Hulk, Hulk Gladiator. We saw Jeff Goldblum. We saw Battle World. We saw Hela.
That Hela, yeah.
Hela with full costume, full headgear Hela.
Yeah.
There's a scene in there where you don't realize it, but we actually see where they're fighting a Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was some shit in that trailer where you're like, wait a minute, that's the Valkyrie battle from the comic books. There's some shit that's going to go down in Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok is basically they took Guardians of the Galaxy and just rubbed it all over Thor.
And it's smart.
It's perfect. It's the best combination of things. I think that this movie's probably actually going to replace Guardians of the Galaxy 1 for me as far as favorite movie of the franchise of all of Marvel. Other than Deadpool. I can't. That's the thing is Deadpool's not in the MCU, so I can't really count it.
Yeah, my favorite's always going to be Winter Soldier. That fucking thing was a beast.
It's going to fucking blow Winter Soldier away, though.
Winter Soldier was a beast.
But that's the thing is, it's a completely different type of film.
I know. It's okay. Let's be honest. Thor films traditionally
been boring as fuck.
They're really kind of boring. They're low grossing. I mean, they tell you a great story, but they're low grossing, and you have to be kind of a big Thor fan to even dig them. This one, looked like everything I wanted in a Thor film.
It looked like everything I wanted in a Hulk film
Oh my God. Yeah, and we get Thor and Hulk together again.
on Battle World. Oh, and then what's his name? I gotta go all the way scrolling. This guy right here. No, don't you play that? No. Okay. So the director,
Oh yeah, Taika Waititi.
yeah, he's going to be the voice of one of the characters in the film now.
Korg. He's going to be the voice of Korg. The director is actually going to do the voice of Korg in the film. I saw this. You sent this to me. This was on Entertainment Weekly. I think this is all over their website right now. People are wanting to look this up. Bro, okay, so we already know this is star-studded film. We got stars in this film. They're not sparing any expense when it came to budget, casting, effects. It looks funny. It looks like it's going to be the summer blockbuster film we wanted.
Yeah.
Everything about it looks amazing. And then they just keep giving us more stuff. I know we talked about this. I still don't like this. I'm just going to say it. Since we're on the Marvel film universe, I'm not excited about who they cast as Cable for Deadpool 2.
Should have been so many different other people.
There were so many other people. They went with Josh Brolin. And I can't knock Josh Brolin. He's not a bad actor.
No, he's just not.
It's just not what I pictured for Cable. So I don't know what the fuck they're going to do to make this guy Cable.
Stephen Lang should be fucking Cable.
I said that, and you keep telling me, yeah, but he's too old for the role. And I was like,
I mean, that's the problem is they want to be able to make movies for a while with the character that they cast. So they cast Josh Brolin because he's significantly younger than fucking Stephen Lang. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's 49, but he's still, he's got another fucking 10, 15 years in him where he can play Cable and not have to worry about keeling over suddenly from something. Not that Stephen Lang is going to die anytime soon. The motherfucker's ripped as hell, but it's still, I understand why they didn't cast him.
Yeah, man, I still was upset about it. I can't knock it until I see it. And plus, here's my thing. The chances of Deadpool 2 not being fucking phenomenal are very slim to none. I mean, it's probably going to be a fucking outstanding film. And it's going to be the greatest casting decision by the time I sit down and watch it.
I'm worried about the fact that they've changed directors.
Yeah, I did hear that. They changed out the directors. I mean, aren't they in the middle of filming now?
They changed directors because fucking Ryan Reynolds was being a cunt. They had creative differences is always the reason why people get fired, but I have a feeling it was he wanted it one way and the director wanted it a different way, and they were like, well, we can't get rid of Deadpool, so we'll just get rid of the director.
Here's my thing. I think Ryan Reynolds is super protective of this thing. Mm-hmm. I think he's really super protective of Deadpool and the franchise because he was attached to a franchise that sucked balls. Okay.
I understand that, but the guy that directed Deadpool owns a company that directs literally every single fucking game trailer that you've ever seen. The guy knows the Deadpool comics front to back. The guy obviously knows how to make a Deadpool movie, and he knows how to do it for a very small budget and make a fuckload of money. They work well together. They created an entire film together. Why? What kind of a creative difference could be so big that he's now gone?
I don't know.
I wish they would fucking provide more detail.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I do know while we're on the subject of Marvel, let's talk Marvel cartoons. Freeform. I think that used to be ABC Family. I think that was the name for that channel before it became Freeform.
Yeah.
They are now getting a new Warriors cartoon series with Squirrel Girl. Mm-hmm. Okay, first of all, when this got announced, I was kind of like, let's see what's going on.
Is it going to be live action or is it going to be animated?
Well, actually, what I think it is it's going to be the first live-action comedy is what it's coming down to. So it's going to be the new Warriors with Squirrel Girl.
What this means is that Squirrel Girl will be there during Infinity War to defeat Thanos.
I would love it. First of all, she single-handedly beat Thanos in the comic books.
Yeah.
If you're not, like people know Thanos and they know he's a big bad that has destroyed the Avengers over and over and over. He can kick their asses without blinking. Okay. But the beauty of Thanos is that he got his ass handed to him by a girl with a bushy squirrel tail named Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
So that's comic book.
You want to think about Squirrel Girl? Think Aquaman, but with squirrels as a girl.
Yes.
She can talk to all of the squirrels.
And she's got
An army
a
of
cute
squirrels.
uniform where
Yeah.
she's got a big bushy squirrel tail. And you do not think of this being the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe.
But she fucking is.
But she's one of the most powerful characters in the comic book. Like, her power levels are not to be played with.
They're over 9,000.
Yeah, and she knocked Thanos the fuck out. And that's one of the greatest things about her character. Like, after it happened, like, this little-known character named Squirrel Girl became hot in the comic books. Like, she also... Here's some comic book knowledge for people. Squirrel Girl not only is the only hero to single-handedly defeat Thanos, she was also the nanny for Luke Cage and Jessica Jones' baby. She was the one that took care of their baby in the comic books. Luke Cage, Jessica
Squirrel Girl,
Jones have a
Infinity
kid.
War.
Squirrel Girl's the nanny.
Squirrel Girl, Infinity War confirmed.
I would, bro, if they do it, I'm done for. I'm so done for. So this is a live-action comedy. Here's what got me about this. Carrie Burke, who's the executive vice president of programming at Freeform, also hinted at a Cloak and Dagger crossover with the show, which got me kind of hyped up because I was thinking, Cloak and Dagger are a team from the 70s. You know, they were runaways. He was black. She was white. They were an interracial team. Couple, to say, when interracial couples weren't popular.
Yeah.
And that was just really kind of... Marvel was always cutting edge back then when they had this. Then even with the new Miles Morales Spider-Man, they kind of reintroduced the characters and kind of retconned them in. And they were a high school couple killed in an accident. Had chemicals spilt on them.
I don't think this Cloak and Dagger series is ever going to actually see the light of day because they've been talking about it for like 3 years now. They were talking about it when fucking what's her name was still on the air.
They were still trying to make a Cloak and Dagger movie at one time. Remember when it was one of the movies they thought about doing?
Yeah.
With the Inhumans, Cloak and Dagger was a possible movie.
Yeah.
And it never became a movie. Now we're talking about making it into a TV show. And now Carrie Burke throws more heat on that fire by saying, hey, yeah, we're going to have them. There's, chance for a crossover with Cloak and Dagger. What? Come on, don't do me like that. Freeform. Don't do that to me.
But what's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season has actually gone into a really weird place. It's gotten really good. So after the mid-season break, they kind of got rid of what the hell is his name? With the skulls and the flame.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. So they got rid of Ghost Rider, and then they brought in life model decoys, and then they brought in the Darkhold, and then they put those two things together, and they created an evil robot who has then created a artificial simulation of Earth if certain events were changed. And so in this framework that they call it, Hydra is in place instead of S.H.I.E.L.D. And all of these, most of the team from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has gotten locked into the framework and they can't get out. So they don't know who they are. They're stuck in the framework and Hydra's running the show. And Ward's back. And Ward's actually a good guy. So like I said, this season of S.H.I.E.L.D. has gotten really fucking weird. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's really good.
Well, here's the stuff that's killing me, man, because now we know we had the Netflix universe, which was excellent all the way up until Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But now, this is what I know in the pike. So let's kind of look at this list. Hulu is working on The Runaways. We know that Netflix is working on getting The Punisher.
Yeah.
We know ABC has...
The Defenders is coming out this August, I think.
Yeah, that's Netflix.
Yeah.
But then ABC is going to have The Inhumans, which is going to premiere in IMAX theaters and then go to TV.
Yeah, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Which I thought was so weird. Then they're going to have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too.
Yeah.
And although Legion counts as a Marvel show, it's not part of the Marvel, continuity, TV universe.
It's not MCU. It's Fox. But it's another spur. And then there was the other one
The other one where they're talking about doing the mutants.
Yeah,
Team.
New Mutants.
They're talking about a new. I don't know if it's going to be. I think it's a New Mutants show.
With Bryan Singer's going to direct the first episode.
Yeah, he's going to do the first episode. But then they're also going to have people from the X-Men universe on the show. So it's like, I'm really kind of puzzled about what they're going to do with that. So it's really cool. I mean, Marvel's really trying to make some forays into TV. I'm not quite sure because I was scared when they were talking about The Punisher going to ABC and not going to Netflix. I got worried. I was like, that's stupid.
That's the worst decision ever.
Yeah, that's stupid because
Let's put The Punisher on ABC Family. That'll be a good idea.
you can't. The show would suck. You're going to take out all the language, all the violence.
Hey, maybe they could do it like Spielberg did with E.T. and just replace all the guns with radios.
I don't even want to think about crap like that. That's just terrible. That's terrible. No, that's a shitty idea, and I hope it never happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on right there. I can't wait to see how this pans out. Dude, other than that, man, there's some craziness going on. I got a story for you. British swatters face 20 years in prison after cops shoot gamer.
Yeah. So
And he was a U.S. gamer.
the fun thing to do recently in the last couple of years, if you haven't been paying attention, if you stream on Twitch and somebody doesn't like you, they basically dox you, because most streamers. So like in order to get like an Amazon affiliate or in order to do a lot of things, you have to actually have your real name listed on your page.
Mm-hmm.
So if they got your real name and they know they know what city you live in, they can dox you and find out what your address is. And then all they do is just pick up the phone and call the police station in your town and say, hey, there's a guy who's got his wife being held hostage with a gun. And then the SWAT team shows up at your fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the first time when somebody's actually died because of one of these things.
Well, I didn't think he died, though.
He did.
I didn't think he died. I
didn't
knew
die?
he got shot. So here's what I know. They shot him in the face, and they shot him in his chest with rubber bullets. But he was pretty fucked up from it. Like, he had to be hospitalized for a while. But I don't think in this case the kid died. I'm going to look into that because I know the guy's name was 21-year-old Robert McDade is the guy who did it. And he called on a guy who was named Tyron Dobbs. So Tyron Dobbs, I know, was the young black kid that got... Here's my thing. He was asleep in bed. So when the police raided his house and your family members are telling you he's asleep in bed, he doesn't have explosives, why don't you fucking listen at that point? They didn't. They ran in the house. They shoot the guy asleep in the bed between his fucking eyes with a rubber bullet and in his chest. I mean, somewhere. And here's my thing. At some point, some British cunt thought that was funny. Yeah. That was the cool thing to do. And I mean, I've heard of swatting before, but now it seems that like if you do it and they trace it back to you, the repercussions are starting to actually match.
Yeah. So people who have actually been swatted before, it depends on the town, but there was a story a while ago of a guy who got swatted because the story that I told earlier where, they said, hey, this guy's he's holding his wife hostage.
Mm-hmm. They
showed up at the house, they, threw tear gas in, they went in, they fucking, handcuffed him, they took him outside, all the shit that's associated with getting swatted happened. And then after that, apparently, since they knew that it was a hoax, they've basically know that if some kind of a call comes in about that, they have their phone number and they call them and talk to them before they send the fucking SWAT team. So like if they call and they don't pick up the fucking phone, then sure, the SWAT team's going to fucking show up. But so long as they, pick up the phone and, say, hey, XYZ. Mm-hmm. The thing that I'm worried about is, so now that swatting's become a thing, in Germany, they've actually decided that now in order to be able to stream on Twitch, you have to get a broadcaster's license. So in order to combat swatting, we could see that become a thing where you have to get a license in order to be able to stream so that authorities can be alerted that you are streaming ahead of time, which means that there's a possibility that you could get swatted. And that will kill Twitch. It will kill Twitch. It'll kill YouTube.
especially if I have to pay for a broadcasting license.
And that license in Germany costs $1,000 to $10,000 depending on, and it scales depending on how many people you're reaching. So you might decide, oh, hey, I want to try to stream and build a business, and you have to pay $1,000 every year. And then when you get to a certain amount of listeners, you could be paying up to $10,000 a year just to be able to serve the people that you're, serving when you're actually streaming.
Whoa.
Could you imagine if that legislation made it here?
Whoa.
It would be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but man, you know what? Maybe it'd be a lot better.
No, it
There'd
wouldn't.
be some better streamers out there. There's some people that are streaming now that you're like, what are you doing?
All it would do is it would do what happens to any business. Anybody who hasn't made it to a certain level by the time that legislation is enacted,
Yeah.
are fucked, and they just get cut off, and they can't make a business. And anybody who's above that level can continue to play. So you get a situation where you only have like Walmart, Target, H-E-B. Like you only have
The big box
huge scale
streamers, yeah. Or
streamers.
you get somebody that's like, hey, I'm taking out a small business loan and I'm going to start this as my streaming thing. I'll be honest with you. I kind of wanted to do this.
No bank will give you a small business loan to fucking start streaming shit on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. No, we know.
That ain't never going to fucking happen.
Yeah, we wanted to do our
I'll
own
get you
thing.
a payday loan.
Yeah,
Get you a payday loan. It's too bad you quit your job so you could stream, but we get you a payday loan.
Yeah, man. I would love to see. I wanted us to kind of do this, with our streaming thing, but way our schedules are going, it's hard enough for us just to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Adding we would have to add more. We're always adding team members. We would have to add another team to stream.
Yeah.
That's going to be our stream team. The Team Lift family will have to grow, which is great news if you're a streamer and you want to partner up with Team Lift.
I mean, in that vein, the thing that we would want to do would be if we were going to start having streams, like it wouldn't be a stream where me and you were together. It would be either I would be streaming by myself or you would be streaming by yourself from your PS4 if you eventually get a PC at some point.
Yeah.
We would also probably host other people's streams on our channel just to have content there when we're not streaming.
Right.
Because you can do that on Twitch. You can't do it on YouTube, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind hosting other people's stuff on our channel. Our thing is, it's hard enough for us to just to do streaming, man. I mean, it's just our schedules are so chaotic right now, and maybe it's because we have too many other irons in the fire. But I think we've kind of gotten used to this. This is what our thing that we're focusing on is building this podcast.
Oh, speaking of streaming and hilarity. Did you see that link that I sent you the other day on Steam?
You've sent me 2 Steam links for 2 horror games, and they both look fascinating.
The Paranormal Activity one.
Is that a VR?
Yes.
So we would do Paranormal Activity in VR.
Yeah. It's the one, I don't know if you remember, but before VR kind of came out and became a thing, there were all of these people testing Paranormal Activity at gaming outlets and stuff like IGN and shit, and they had videos of just people just huddling and crying because of a game. That's the Paranormal Activity game.
Oh my God.
You're in a house that is haunted and you're just trying not to get killed by whatever the fuck it is that's haunting the place.
We may have to do
it's that kind of thing where you walk down the hallway past the door and the door is open and the door just slams behind you. The lights start fucking flickering on and off, and shit starts flying around the room, and you hear weird noises. It's that type of game.
See, no, I'd be freaked out. I'd be freaked out.
You'd be crying and shitting yourself within 5 minutes. It'd be fun.
Yeah, dude, I'd be freaked out.
Let's do it.
No, I'm down. We may have to do this. We may have to bring the whole team back for this one.
Yeah.
This sounds like our next game. I think we found our next stream. Okay. Let's go ahead, man. This is the saddest part of the show. I hate this part of the show. We're going to talk about people that are no longer with us in 2017. The 2 people that are no longer with us are people that have given us some of the greatest TV moments of our life. The first one, Charlie Murphy, who gave us the greatest Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, the greatest Rick James story, and the greatest Prince story to ever live. Those 2 stories are synonymous with Charlie Murphy. And they were amazing stories, and it's just like they're comedy gold. And he's no longer with us. The sad part about that, I did not know he was fighting leukemia.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, I did not know he was, and so he passed, and I was just like devastated by that, man. Because as a comedian, you dream of reaching that level that Chappelle reached with that show. You dream of writing a show that becomes a part of comedy history, but to even be a guest on that show, to be a co-star on that show,
Yeah.
and to launch your career based on these. I mean, Charlie Murphy stepped out of Eddie's shadow on that show. Charlie was his own guy on that show, and it was amazing, man. His pimp character and the hater players, they were some of the greatest shit, man. It was just, I love that show. And with him dead, man, it was just so sad. It sucked. And he died at 57, which is, man, that's pretty fucking young. I don't care what anybody says. That's not. You shouldn't be dead at 57 from leukemia. Our heart goes out to him on that one. The other one is going to get a lot of 90s kids fucked up. All right. Did you watch Courage the Cowardly Dog when it was on Cartoon Network?
Vaguely.
All right.
I know I caught a couple episodes at some point.
Arthur Anderson was the guy who did the voice of Eustace Bagg, which was the crabby old guy that, Eustace
With
and
the dick
Muriel.
on his face?
Huh?
With the dick on his face?
Yeah, Eustace and Muriel were the couple, and Eustace Bass was just mean. Eustace Bagg, he was mean, he was crabby, he was bald-headed, and he was just a total bastard. And when he died, when Arthur Bagg died, man, it just jacked me up. He was 93 years old. No, that's the dad. That's the grandfather from Hey Arnold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's grandfather Hey Arnold.
I'm getting my
he does have a penis on his face. Yeah, no, man, you got to get a Eustace Bass photo up there. Go down, and that's him on that row right there.
Yeah,
Eustace. That's his picture there, man. Dude, dead, man. 93 years old. 93.
93. We're not.
It's not like we're shocked when you pass away at 93.
The world's oldest woman just died recently.
How old was she?
She's like 117 or something.
I don't want to live that long.
Why not?
It'd be one thing if I was 117 and I'm still,
spry.
Yeah, I'm up, going for a run on the treadmill, still drinking whiskey, still chasing women in their 40s.
Getting that tail.
Huh?
Getting that tail?
Yeah, man. If I'm doing that at 117, I'm cool. He looks like he's 40. I had no idea he was 117 when he was hitting it from the back. I don't mind being 117 if I look like that. But if I'm 117 and I look like a character from the Dark Crystal, just shriveled the fuck up,
you be a Skeksis?
I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be a Skeksis?
No, just put me in the dirt. Just like, even if I'm still breathing, if I
just
look like that, just put dirt on me.
You just go outside one day and just lay in a hole and start covering yourself up.
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm ready. God
damn it, Billy, kill me.
What is wrong with you? Why do you let me live?
Grandpa, my name's not Billy.
Yeah, I'm going to be that guy, man. But yeah, I was sad to see him go, man. Still, because that was, the guy was a great voice actor, and it was, hey, man, he did his thing. And he had a great career in Hollywood. Like, he had been voice acting, they said, for 70-something years.
Jesus.
Like, he'd done a lot of things, that voiced a lot of characters. But I was just like, oh, okay, well, cool. Also, you sent me something. Let's talk about this shit-posting bastard. We just did a story 4 weeks ago about Lucky Palmer. And why he was no longer...
You mean Palmer Lucky?
Palmer Lucky, yeah. Because he's not Lucky Palmer. He's not lucky at all.
No, he got really fucking lucky.
He got a lot of money, but his life right now has not been lucky. So, okay, we know he's no longer at Facebook. They canned him. But this fool, I don't know how I feel about this story.
No, they didn't can him. He left of his own volition, quote unquote.
They canned him. So,
they fucking canned him.
Yeah, they canned the shit out of his dumb ass. Here's what I don't get, man. He was going to go lay low. That was the story we were told. I'm going to go lay low, going to do my thing, sit on the money, and I don't want to be in the media. I think that's what he wants to do. I think he's too big to lay low.
He's not doing it successfully.
Yeah, I'm almost at the point now where I think people have an axe to grind against him, and so they hunt him down. Like, Okay, there's an article out here that says he gave $100,000 to Trump's inauguration. He's a fucking millionaire. He can give money to whoever he wants to. I don't have a problem. He could give money to the alt-right. I don't care if he gave money
He
to
did give
David-
money to the alt-right
he could
twice.
he could do whatever the fuck he wants with his money. You know, I
He
don't
gave
care.
10 grand to the alt-right on fucking Facebook, and then he gave 100 grand to Trump. I mean, Trump is the fucking alt-right. So
We're going
that's
to
100
debate that one.
It's 110 grand in the fucking hole there.
You said that's 110 grand in the alt-right bank. I'm just like this. That's your money. Do what the fuck you want. My problem is, I read this story. Do you see how much fucking investigation work? Hey, no, we tracked to see who this company was, this
Did you-
LLC that gave the money.
Did you see the name of the LLC?
Wings of Destiny,
Yeah.
the Chrono Trigger reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no,
Yeah.
dude.
Now you know why people are angry.
Like, okay, so not only do you have a company named Wings of Destiny, but Fiend Lord's Keep, which is also another LLC that he owns, where he seems to be the one and only owner of that limited license. You know, it's a LLC.
Limited liability company.
Yeah, so this motherfucker's doing all this. You're trying to hide behind one corporation, behind another corporation, just so you could give 100,000. Fool, you could have just wrote a check. It would have been easier. Nobody would have gave a shit. It's your money. But I feel like because he tried to hide it behind Chrono Trigger names, Fiend Lord's a Chrono Trigger reference, Wings of Destiny's a Chrono Trigger reference. You tried to hide behind these video game names, and it was you the whole time, and people were just like, fuck you, dude.
Seriously.
They hunt him down. And it's just like, I don't
Fuck
get
that
it,
guy.
man. Just come out and... Bro, here's my thing.
He created a fucking platform war on a platform that shouldn't have platform wars.
Oh,
And he sold
yeah.
his company to the fucking devil. And then on top of that, he doubled down on it by fucking siding with the devil. Fuck him. Fuck everybody who looks like him.
If I had $730 million, I'd give $100,000 to fucked up people all the time. I don't know if it ever be political people.
It would ruin their lives.
Some people, like, if I knew I had an enemy and he didn't have good common sense, I would give him $100,000 just to fuck him. Because I knew he'd do something stupid with it and be in jail and broke, and I'd just do it to be petty. Here's $100,000, best of luck, and I'd hold it over his head that I gave him that $100,000, but I'd never say anything to him about it. I'd just write him every couple months.
You know-
how are you doing with the money? How are things going?
That would be a really interesting premise for a book about a fucking sociopath who just like gives money to people who do a shitload of drugs just to watch them kill themselves.
Bro, why are we fucked up? Okay, so write that down because Team Lift Books is about to write. Oh, I do. Oh, I got an author I want to bring on the show that we can talk to about this. We're going to pitch our book at them. They write fucked up stories, and I cannot wait for you to meet this person.
It almost sounds like a Chuck Palahniuk book. He's the guy who wrote Fight Club and
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I got some fucked up person I want you to meet. They're going to be amazing. Okay, let's get into this next thing. This is kind of crazy. Muriel Enos, Greg Kinnear, and Steve Buscemi joined Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
Yeah. So Philip K. Dick wrote an epically large amount of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All of it sci-fi, all of it having to deal with like the nature of reality and trying to figure out what is real and what is not real, because he had some kind of mental disorder. He actually believed for his entire life that there was a day where he went to go answer the door for I believe it was a nurse that was coming to his house. Mm-hmm. And when he opened the door, he got hit in the head by a beam of pink light that came from God that filled his head with knowledge of the future. Like, he's a really weird guy. If you ever had the chance and you just want to read pure crazy, he has this book that's the fuck was it called? I'd have to look it up. But he has this book that's basically just like these memoirs of Gnosticism that he believes is true. That's all of this knowledge that was poured into him. So he kept writing it and rewriting it and rewriting it and rewriting it. And it was never meant to be published, but his estate had a couple of his friends like basically go through it and try to make something semi-coherent out of it, and they put it out. That's a really interesting book. But yeah, he wrote a shitload of. He's written every sci-fi movie you love.
But wasn't he behind?
He wrote Blade Runner, which was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Right.
He wrote
A Scanner Darkly.
Darkly, yeah. Like just pretty much you can throw a dart anytime in the last like 30 years at a sci-fi property and trace it back to Philip K. Dick for the most part.
That's what I thought. Like I knew he was with Blade Runner, and I knew that was based on a short story he wrote. But I was just like, when I saw that Electric Dreams was getting a TV series, but is it like Amazon? Is this going to be an Amazon exclusive?
It looks like it's a 10-part series, and each part is going to be a different short, self-contained
short story.
Novel. Yeah.
Man, this is going to be huge. I do know that it's like
the Exegesis. That's what it's called. The Exegesis of Philip K. Dick. That's the book of crazy that I was talking about.
I may pick that up for my summer read list.
It's like 1,400 pages or something like that of just pure fucking insanity.
And didn't he write The Man in the High Castle too?
Yeah, that's another Amazon series that's going on right now.
Golly, dude, you start thinking about some of the most like prolific writing. This guy's behind some stuff, man. Mm-hmm. I'm really gonna have to dig this book out. I'm going to spend this summer. I'm gonna find that book and I'm gonna read it. The Exegesis by Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, I think it's just called The Exegesis of Philip K. Dick. So movies: Blade Runner, Total Recall, Screamers, Minority Report, Imposter, Paycheck, Scanner Darkly, Next, Radio.
Wait,
Free.
The Next with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
It's loosely based on the short story The Golden Man. Total Recall, both Total Recall movies.
I know he did The Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah, The Adjustment Bureau, Minority Report.
I know he did those. Okay, dang, dude. So like some of the craziest sci-fi films.
Yeah, and all of his writings have to do with like the nature of consciousness and reality and trying to figure out what's real versus what's not real. Mm-hmm. So like you look at Blade Runner, that's a guy who's trying to figure out, trying to find these androids who believe that they've become conscious and don't want to die and having to kill them. And then also him trying to figure out whether or not he's actually an android.
Yeah, I remember that film. And there,
you didn't watch Blade Runner?
Oh yeah, I've watched it. Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
Before he was on Solo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with it. I am more excited that part 2's coming.
Yeah. Isn't it being directed by the same guy who did Arrival?
Don't know, but I do know it's coming this November, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Like it's a fall release for that film. I am more excited to see where that story goes. Old Harrison Ford. Yeah, sign me up, bro. That was one of the craziest films I had ever watched as a kid. That's when I knew I was a sci-fi nerd. When I saw that as a kid, like, I don't think I should have got to watch it as a kid, but we were actually able to kind of trick my family to the whole idea that it was Han Solo and it was sci-fi, and they let us watch it, and it was really, really just... It was almost too heady for me as a kid, but it stuck with me through the years. So that tells you a lot about the film. So... I don't know, man. I can't wait. I'm really excited to see what they do with this. All right. Anything we're missing this week?
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve. Yeah, he's the guy. So Denis Villeneuve, he's the guy who's doing Blade Runner 2049. He's the guy who did Arrival. He also did Enemy. And he's the guy who's been tapped to do Dune, the new Dune. So...
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the young kid is? It's not... I know it's like Harrison Ford and I think Jared Leto's in it, but who else?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh my God, we get a Gosling.
Oh my Gosling?
Oh yeah, man, I love me some Ryan Gosling, man. I don't know what it is about that guy.
You watch The Notebook?
Yeah, I have watched The Notebook multiple times.
So I went to this funny story. I don't know if I've told the story on here yet or not, but they were doing The Notebook at Master Pancake was doing The Notebook downtown. Mm-hmm. And that night I decided I'm going to go see it. So I put on my pajamas. I put on a A-neck shirt, and I put on my gray robe and my beard hat, which is like a Viking beard hat, and I just went. And guess who was the girl during the skit?
Who?
In The Notebook.
No
this
way.
Guy right here.
No way.
No, it was the fucking best. They even gave me a fucking a ticket to go see another movie.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta get. You've been trying to get me to hook up with these guys for a while. I gotta do it.
You just need to just go watch a show that they do.
I'm okay. I'm gonna do that with you. I'm gonna do it one day. I'm gonna go.
Fucking, I wish you could have done it. I wish we could have done it last week. They were doing the 10 Commandments.
That would have been the greatest one.
It was the fucking best.
I
You know that scene where Moses is walking through the desert? They put John Williams, Star Wars, Tatooine desert music behind him walking through the fucking desert. It was the greatest.
That'd have been awesome.
I lost my shit.
Man, look, I gotta go. I have to go. Here's my thing. One day I was out back when Pokemon Go was the craze, and I was down by the Long Center.
Yeah.
And they were watching a film on the yard. And as the film was playing, I know it was Footloose, but I heard people talking craziness to the film.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
That's them.
I said, what the fuck are they doing? But they were talking, but the shit they were saying was fucking hilarious. And so I just kind of started walking near the Long Center out there. I'm done chasing Pikachu. I got to go hear this. And you could just hear the crowd sitting on the lawn, laughing at the Long Center under the starry night, warm summer night. It's freaking gorgeous out, and they're just ripping this movie a new one. And it's almost like Mystery Science Theater. They were all over the map. Everybody had sharp ass lines, and at one point they were just basically critiquing the film with each scene.
So their best to be I don't really like going and seeing their shows anymore, like their regular shows anymore. I like their they do their regular weekend shows, which is Friday and Saturday, and then they do their mystery shows, which the mystery shows, if you can go to a mystery show, go to a fucking mystery show because they're hilarious. That's where they're testing new material before they actually put it out, make people pay full price for it. So it's like a $3 or $5 show. It's really cheap. They usually do them at the Village. It's usually on a Monday night. And then on Sundays, once a month, on a Sunday, they do a Choose Your Own Pancake, which is full improv. Like, they have people bring movies. You get up on stage, you pitch your film. If the crowd likes your film, then that's what we watch. And they just improv, make fun of it on the fly, and it's usually fucking hilarious. It's way funnier than their scripted shit.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't know, there's more spontaneity. It's more, it has a different energy.
I would rather do their improv stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. We're gonna set one up, and I'm gonna go with you. All right, man. But that is, man, I think we gave them all the news they could use this week. The only thing that we didn't cover was Supercell investing $2.9 million in Shipyard Games. But I think at this point, we said it 3 weeks ago when we talked about them. They're going to buy everything. You said it. They're gonna basically use all their money, snap up any small companies that are doing anything interesting, and they're all going to be just these big conglomerates. They're just going to dominate the mobile market. We own every game.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. So, I mean, it was almost to the point, it was like, Brandon told me this was going to happen, and then they do it 3 weeks later. And we're seeing it. All these companies are just buying up all the small fries.
I think Computex is going on right now, so maybe after all the craziness comes out of Computex, I'll comb through it for interesting shit and talk about that at some point. I also need to get in touch with Chris Craig, see if we can get him to come fuck on the show, because he just went to the Star Wars celebration and came back, so he was there for all the panels and all that, so maybe he can give us a postmortem on that. Also, interestingly enough, you know how we've had all of these experts in various weird things? Mm-hmm. He's the expert in Tesla. Like, I'm pretty sure if there was somebody on this planet who was sucking Elon's dick 24/7, it would be this man. And I say that with as much love as possible.
Okay. I don't know if we've ever told somebody you're sucking Elon's dick and said that with love, but that's...
Yeah.
We did it today.
So I'm going to see if I can get him to mosey on down here, because he lives in fucking Leander, so it's like pulling teeth to get him to fucking come over.
And there are some questions, I don't know if we want to get into it, but there is some things that's going on that we kind of, there's a group that I think you found interesting, which is the team that, they're trying to build a wall. We've been talking about
this. Oh,
this.
yeah, the Hyperloop.
Yeah, and, Trump's border wall, they're wanting to put a Hyperloop there.
This would be the only positive outcome of Trump's entire presidency if he okayed it and if they actually built it. Instead of building a wall, we build a Hyperloop transport system along the border that goes from California all the way to Texas. and then we just have high-speed transit that runs back and forth, and we have it so that anybody on both sides of the border can use it.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what Hyperloop is, think a bullet train on steroids,
Yeah.
on meth, on cocaine, on crack, like
All at the same time.
all at the same time. Hypervelocity transport.
They're
Like,
wanting to do one between here, Austin, and Dallas. And from the numbers they say, you would be able to go from here to Dallas in under an hour?
so in California, they wanted to put one, I know, from LA to San Francisco,
Yeah.
and you would be able to do that. That's a 2.5 hour drive in like 25-30 minutes.
Right.
So we're talking like traveling at upwards of like Mach 1, like,
And you're there.
and it's technology that's been around since like the 1950s. This isn't like somebody just came up with this. Hyperloop has been around forever. Elon Musk could just, he reads a lot of books and he pulls a lot of shit from the past out that should have been built that hasn't been built yet. And Hyperloop is one of the things where he was like, he took the base technology that they had, the thought process that they had put into it then, and he's kind of like drug it into the 20th century or 21st century and said, look, let's fucking build this thing.
Yeah. And there's a group that says we can build one for Trump's wall. Actually, wasn't it cheaper than what he was wanting to pay for the wall?
Yeah.
They can build a Hyperloop system that's cheaper than his plan for the wall, and
Yeah.
it totally works.
Imagine like being able to drive for an hour or so, or a couple hours to get to the border, and then literally taking a train from there, or a Hyperloop from there all the way to California, and not having to pay for airfare. You get there, you get back. You could go there and back in a day for cheaper than you could take an airfare.
Yeah, no. Seriously, could go spend the weekend in L.A. Mm-hmm. What did you go do this weekend? Went to Los Angeles. Why? Just because I could.
Yeah. And we're talking about a guy who's built a company that shoots rockets into space autonomously and brings them back and lands them on a barge that's like landing a fucking fly on a postage stamp in the middle of a fucking bathtub.
And he does it.
And he does it like it's nothing. He built an entire company to make electric cars that are now literally fucking everywhere. I'm starting to see Teslas a lot.
A lot
in Austin.
more. And maybe it's because we're here and there's Tesla dealerships here, and there are
there are no Tesla dealerships. There are Tesla showrooms.
Tesla showrooms. We have them here because there's one in the
There are
Domain.
Tesla service centers. There are Tesla showrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You buy the car directly from them online, and then they ship it to you.
Here's what I'm starting to trip out about: how many electric spots there are now. Even at our job, even in the parking lot, there are electric.
He's building the supercharger network, which I think when they originally started it, they wanted to be able to cover like 95% of the highway system in the United States, in all states, within like 3 or 4 years from like, I think this was announced in like 2013 or 2014, by like 2018 or 2019. So they're building the supercharger network. If you buy the car with the right package, you get access to the supercharger network for free. So if you buy one of their cars, you can essentially go on a road trip wherever the fuck you want in the United States. You stop every few hours to recharge, and your recharge time is like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to get up to near full. And then they're also going to be setting up battery swapping stations where you can drive in, they unbolt your battery, take it into the service center, hook it up to charge it, and snap another battery on, bolt it back in, and then you take off. And it takes less than 30 seconds, and it's all automated. And then you just come back and pick your battery up later.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the system tracks where your battery is, so you can come back and pick it up later. So you could essentially like drive nonstop to get somewhere really quickly by swapping batteries out, similar to you would do like if you were, 200 years ago swapping horses. And just every so often when your horse is about to fucking kick it, you stop, you pick up another horse, and you keep going. That's the same thing with the fucking Tesla stations. Anyway, we'll get into it deep.
Yeah, no, there's some stuff we want to talk about because I got ideas and I like that. Man, it's always a pleasure doing this show with you. I know we're both going to be busy, so I won't see you again for a week. I'll see you in passing at work, but we're going to be busy for the next few days.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to be able to do anything until at least next Tuesday, I don't think.
All right, man. Well, cool. We're getting out of here, man, guys. Thank y'all for listening to the show. Thank you for joining us each week and making this the #1 rated podcast in Austin, Texas. I'm claiming that now. We are the hottest ticket in Austin,
Just going to plant the flag.
I'm planting a flag.
Doesn't matter if there are other podcasts here.
No, there are other podcasts in Austin, but they're not the #1 podcast.
They're not the #1.
They're not in fact, they're not the #1 geek news podcast in Austin.
Nope.
Yeah, that's us. I dare them to say something. Everybody have a good week. Peace. Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page @GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages @CoachSilky and @ThighSide. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.